Shalom, and welcome to another installment of Elders of GMS, where you get 100% knowledge of the truth out of the Bible. Today's topic is going to be entitled Parallels Between America and the Roman Empire and Their Downfalls. The title says it all. We have this is based on an article called 8 Striking Parallels Between the U.S. and the Roman Empire. Because if you're into the scriptures, if you really go deep into the scriptures, you will find that this is the Roman Empire all over again. That deadly wound, matter of fact, get that. Anyway, before you get that, go to it and hold it. I just want to say a few things. As you know that there's many GMS camps out there throughout the states and the different countries, and you have head camps, like in Chicago you got the head camp or the head camp leader in Chicago and the head camp, and anybody that's from Chicago that want to be down with GMS, they got to get with that camp, and that camp leader get in contact with me or one of the elders. The same thing goes for Florida or any of the southern states, the Midwestern states, California, and so forth, all right? We had an incident where these guys came out of nowhere to the Miami camp, and we don't know the whole situation. It's no big deal, but you just can't come out of nowhere and say that you're down with GMS. And if you do that, you got to start from the bottom. You got to start as a guy that holds a sign, holds posts, don't say shit, then you build up from there. Okay, so that's part of order. But, the scriptures speak about, in Amos 9, give me that Amos 9 and 8, sift the house of Israel. See, this is the sifting process. Because you can get a guy that knows all the scriptures in the world, and he's always on time, and he does this and does that right, and all of a sudden he just falls out. That's the sifting process. Okay? So Israel's being sifted right now. Now, from what I hear, there's a lot of, a little turmoil in Nate's camp, with the new moon and the RFID chip, microchip and all that. And there's certain guys that are kind of bucking up, not a whole lot of guys, but a few guys here and there that are bucking up against what he's saying and questioning him. And a lot of these people are finding out when you question Nate or any of Nate's top men, they kind of roar on you, so to speak. It's like basically you do it the way Nate wants you to do it, or you get out of there, man. Which that's not scriptural. And Nate said himself that he said it himself that he doesn't know all the scriptures. We say we do know all the scriptures. So how you going to tell us that we're going off like on the mark of the beast thing when you're saying that you don't know all the scriptures? All right, go ahead, read that.
This is Amos chapter 9, verse 9. For lo, I will command, and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations, like as corn is sifted in a sieve. Yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth.
Yeah, because you're going to have Israelites that look like Edomites. You're going to have Israelites that look like Moabites. You're going to have Israelites that look like Hamites that were born in certain parts of Africa. You're gonna have Israelites that look like East Indians that were born and raised in their countries, and those countries, and they're gonna come out of that, and they're gonna look like those nations. They're gonna talk. They're gonna have accents like those other nations. They're gonna have certain customs as those other nations. Like for example, Nigeria. Right now, there's this guy that's boxing because me and Ricard, we train together at this gym. And there's this boxer there, and I overheard him say he's from Nigeria, but I looked at him like he was a Benjaminite. I thought he was a Benjaminite or Levi. Like he had that kind of like a Benjamite accent. He had a good American accent, but it was like a slight type of like a Benjamite twang to it, I guess you can call it. But anyway, and I overheard him say that he's from Nigeria. And so I kind of tapped the car. I said, yeah, that brother, that's a Jake right there, man. So you have, you have some brothers in the camp and GMS that are actually Nigerian. Their line goes back to Nigeria, and they're actually in the camp. And you look at them, and they don't have an accent or nothing, man. And their parents could have been born in Nigeria and came over here. Like in Washington, there's a big community of Nigerians, and they act just like niggas, man. Them motherfuckers act just like Negroes. All right, and they mingle with the Levites, the Haitians, and Jake. But they mingle with themselves. But they say they got the hat tipped to the side. They're talking that bullshit, you know. All right, go ahead.
This is Hosea chapter 9, verse 16. Ephraim is smitten, their root is dried up. They shall bear no fruit. Yea, though they bring forth, yet will I slay even the beloved fruit of their womb. My power will cast them away, because they did not hearken unto him, and they shall be wanderers among the nations.
Yeah, and that's a good scripture. Because you got Ephraim that's mingled among the tribes. Oh, Levi is mingled among all the tribes. Levi, they can look like, you got Levi on the reservation, man. You know, you got Levi that you think they're Ephraimite. They're talking Spanish and all that, and they are so-called Haitians, man. Yeah, because the priest was mingled among all the tribes. You know. Go ahead.
You know, I was just going to piggyback off what you said, Elder Dog, because when the 10 tribes came to America, they brought some of the, because you had, at that time, we were under the law stiffly, so Levi were the only ones that could execute the offices of the priesthood.
Well, when you go into the scriptures, it tells you that, who was that, Jeroboam? I'm sorry, yeah, Jeroboam. It was Jeroboam that got rid of all the Levite, the priests. But there could have been some of them that was mingled among those other tribes too, that had married outside of their so-called their tribe. All right, but that's what happened. What they did was because at one time at the old school they used to say that how they say it, 9.5 tribes.
9.5 tribes. Yeah.
That wasn't the case, because it was Rehoboam Jeroboam that banished all the tribe of Levi and the priests to go back with Judah. And then what he did was he took the tribes of the lowest people, and he made them priests. Matter of fact, if you don't know what it is, I'll get it. Go ahead, speak for a minute. Anybody speak?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But you got to realize that the tribes were intermarrying, like Elder Tahar said, because we were all Israelites, man. So you had Levites that probably intermarried amongst Gad or Ephraim or Issachar, and then Jeroboam, he banished the Levites, but then some of them guys probably said, the hell with that. You know, just people, you might have had a couple of guys that were Levites that were married into a, let's say, Gadite family. They were family. They said, they're going to stay with us. This is our family. We ain't going to make this guy leave their woman and kids. They with us. So you had Levites that did come over here. As well as Dan. Dan was a solid tribe at that time. Dan didn't just at that time Dan was there. Dan came over to this side of the world. They didn't stay in Jerusalem. So the tribe of Dan would be numbered amongst the so-called northern kingdom, man. You know, now Elder Tahar said this before. We don't know exactly what happened to Dan.
Well, the answer to that, to cut to the chase, we go to Revelation the 7th chapter and go right to the point.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 7. Want me to start the first verse, Elder Tar?
You can start from the first verse and jump around.
Okay. Revelation 7:1. And after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. Verse 4. And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. Of the tribe of Judah was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Reuben was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Gad was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Asher was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Naphtali was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Manasseh was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Simeon was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Levi was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Issachar was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Zebulun was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Joseph was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Benjamin was sealed 12,000. After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands.
Yeah, you notice if you read those tribes, there were 12.